Hello again everyone. It's going to be another little quick sort of look at a new piece of gear that I've got. This is a new tent. I know I've got enough shelters already as it is, but this one's a little bit different. It's a two-man tent by Vango. Reason being, I normally of course use one-man shelters, but of course now that me and Candice are together, we kind of needed sort of a slightly bigger tent. I had a Vango Blade 100, I still have a Vango Blade 100, sorry, and we was using that for a bit, for a couple of trips, but it was a little bit tight, the space, so upgraded to a two-man Vango. It's not the Blade, it's, I think it's called an NXY, something like that, I've forgotten anyway, but got it on eBay. I think it's about £40, and in total I think it weighs about 2.2 kilos. It's a nice shade of apple green, and yeah, we're gonna have a look. I haven't opened it yet and show you. Okay, so here we are. First time I've seen it as well, of course. Right, so it's a Vango NYX 200. So it's fairly compact sort of package. So it's second hand, but it's in pretty good condition, I've been told. So basically what I wanted, a two-man tent, something that didn't break the bank, so I sort of set myself a goal of like under £60, and I wanted something lightweight, bearing in mind a two-man tent's going to be, excuse me, a little bit heavier than, you know, a one-man tent, of course, but I sort of thought, right, well then probably about 2 kilos I'm looking at. Anything basically under 3 kilos was my thing looking for. Okay, I wanted something that's still fairly good quality, you know, for that price. So Vango, pretty decent brand, I think. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, I just think they're good tents. And yeah, so under 3 kilos, something cheap, under £60, half decent make. Wanted it in green as well, so you know, it's sort of blend in to sort of, you know, woodland, that sort of thing. And two-man tent with a little bit of a porch. So they were the things I was looking for. So with that, I came up with a few options, and I narrowed it down to this one. So yeah, I'm going to set this up in the garden probably tomorrow morning, so it's the evening now, but I just couldn't wait to have a look. So we've got our poles, got a little repair kit, and we've got the pegs as well. So it's got this kind of typical sort of quite thick, heavy, can't remember what it's called, sort of plasticky sort of ground sheet material. So it's quite heavy, but it's durable. But still, for 2.2 kilos, it's not bad. Fairly, in fact, very light pegs. So I think they're sort of like aluminium, typical sort of Vango pegs. They look like they've hardly been used. This tent came from, I can't remember the name of the eBay shop, but I can put a link or whatever in the description below the video. It was a customer return, this tent, so maybe there was a fault with it, or they just didn't like it. Returns it to the shop, and somehow this eBay shop has got hold of it. But they're really, really good, and yeah, like brand new tents basically, at like a fraction of the actual RRP price. That's the pegs. Then look at our little repair kit. So don't know what that's all about, but then you've just got a few different patches for all the different materials of the tent. Just a repair kit. Very light, doesn't weigh hardly anything. Then let's look at the poles. I know what most users will do, they'll probably skip through this boring bit and to to the actual tent setup. Poles are quite heavy. They look like they could be, I think they're fiberglass, yeah, I think they're fiberglass poles, but they seem really sturdy, like really strong. I mean, to think some of the fiberglass pole tents that I've had before in the past were like garden canes and they break quite easily or they splinter. These are really sturdy. They're like coated in something. Don't know what, probably most of you will know more than me about it. And yeah, really, they feel like really good quality poles, which is good. As I say, Vango do make some really good tents. Yeah, so that's the poles. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see too much of this, but the nice apple green. So you've got the fly sheet, the outer, and then the inner. So yeah, I told Candice about it. I said the tent's arrived. She's well excited. So yeah, there you go. There's the door in there anyway. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is get it set up. So yeah, right. See you tomorrow morning. Bye. Oh, good morning everyone. As you can see, I'm out in the lovely garden. Got a couple of ground sheets, a polycryo one and a Tyvek one. Got the tent. Let's get it set up and let's have a look at it. Ta-da! And there we have it, guys. It took me about 10 minutes all in to set up. It turns out that there's not quite enough pegs, so I can't guy out that guy line or this one here, so I figured get the ones on the fly sheet done first. I've done the back one. So yeah, just give you a little look round it. So it looks a bit wider than a lot of my other tents. Of course, it being a two-man tent, and I usually use one-man tents. So you've got two poles. They're like, I think it said they're Powerflex fiberglass poles. There you go. Fire retardant as always. And yeah, 3000mm hydrostatic head. And yeah, it's a good quality sort of stitching and stuff and materials as you'd expect from Vango. And you got like a brace as well on the door here. So there's a few little stains and stuff on it, so it's not a completely brand new tent, but it's as good as new. You've got two big air vents at the front here. On the side of the doors, you just see inside. It's exciting. And, yes, the door opens out sideways like that, and then of course you tie it back there. So yeah, you got your little toggles there. So it's not got a massive porch, to be fair. I mean, that's probably enough to fit shoes, you know, some bottles of water, some cooking gear. I personally would keep my rucksack inside. And And yeah, you got this mesh bit here, and then sort of that's all closed off. So open the door. So the door's open sideways. The only problem I think I would have with this tent is straight away is because it hasn't got sort of like a porch that comes out like a, you know, sort of like a little roof covered area. You couldn't cook in the porch if it was raining. So, but still, the space in here, it looks definitely a bit wider than my Vango Blade 100. That's like a luxurious one-man tent. This looks like a slightly cramped two-man tent, if I'm honest, but of course it doesn't weigh a lot. You know, that's kind of what I was after, was something not too expensive, you know, sort of under 60 quid, and that was, you know, under 3 kilos. I kind of accepted that a two-man tent's going to be 2 kilos or more, unless you go for something like really, really ultra lightweight that's going to cost you a bomb. So I sort of set myself a target of 2 kilos as a minimum, 3 kilos maximum, and this was about 2.2, I think. So you've got a big mesh pocket on each side. Oh, there we go. And yeah, I don't know if I've got to pitch this a bit tighter or not, because it's a little bit sagging, the inner. I didn't see any guy points on it, sort of like toggles where you can, you know, sort of lash it to the fly sheet on the underside of it. I'll have a look sort of when I have more of a play around with it. But yeah, it's a nice looking little tent. So let's kick our shoes off and let's go inside. Okay, as you can see, I'm inside. Zip the door up, and yeah, that sort of gives you a rough idea of how much porch space you've got. I've got my wonderful creation of a selfie stick trekking pole there, sort of lengthways, to sort of give you a rough idea of sort of size of the porch we're looking at. My shoes are there, and yeah, let's zip this door up as well. So of course I bought this for me and Candice. I think we're going halves on the price. I hope so. No, I'm not too fussed, to be honest. Got to treat a lady, haven't you? Hang on, this requires 2 hands. That's what she said. Ah, oh, she didn't. And yeah, I mean, she's going to have no problems fitting here, because bless her, she's only 4'11", she's tiny. So my feet are touching the tent there. So if I lay down, I've got probably the same amount of space, really, sort of like lengthwise, as I would have in my usual tents. Probably got about a foot above my head. There we go. So yeah, I could probably fit me rucksack, stuff like that. If I right, so I'm moving right over to, I'm against the far wall of the tent, yeah, and if I turn you round, you can sort of see the sort of space we've got. So yeah, you'll easily fit someone else in here. It's going to be pretty cosy, but it's kind of how I want it to be with me and Candice. So yeah, oh, there you go, that's a better angle, isn't it? Well done, Tom. I'm still learning all these camera angles and stuff. There we go. So you can sort of see the sort of space we've got, and I'm actually, at the moment, my back is not actually touching the tent wall. So yeah, head height, I'm not expecting much, to be honest. Right. Oh, hang about. I can sit up in it. Yes. I don't think I've ever been able to sit up in any of my tents. I know, tell a lie, apart from my Vango blade. That's the only one I can actually sit up in. All my others are so low profile that you just forget about it. And I'm not even particularly tall. I'm 5'10", by the way, so short arse. So yeah, I don't know, if you're 6 foot plus you could struggle. I don't know. Last time I said that though, someone went, I'm 6'2" and I fit in this tent fine. So I'm not even going to say anything anymore because I just pissed someone off. So yeah, I'm not recommending anything, alright? Because yeah, that's how YouTube is yeah, so I don't know, you know, don't take my advice. Best thing is to buy the bloody tent and see for yourself. If you don't like it, send it back. Simple as, you know. Owen, my mate Owen, he had a tent, the OX Fox one, couldn't fit in it, didn't whinge about it, just took it back. He went, I can't fit in it, that's fine. So anyway, moving on, ran over. Yeah, we've got plenty of space. We've got a little hook up here to hang a light, really useful, very very useful that. So yeah, it looks promising. I mean, for 40 quid, okay, it's not too shabby, you know. We can sort of take it out, me and Candice, for a couple of test runs, see what we think. You know, if it doesn't do the job, then, you know, we'll sell it and, you know, buy a bigger tent or buy something a bit different. So it don't matter really. But it's a good quality tent. I mean, sorry, my hand's in the way. It's not the best, like the lightest kind of ground sheet material, but you know, it's that sort of oh, what you got, that tarpaulin material, I can't remember what it's called anyway. Still got all the square cross hatches in it. It's reliable, it's really thick, really strong, but it's not the lightest, and it's quite bulky when you pack it down, but that's absolutely fine. I'm not bothered by that. Sometimes you've got to have something that's a bit reliable. Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a decent little tent, so I can't complain. You know, we've got enough space in here. We can both sit up in it. You can easily fit 2 people in it. So, you know, and it's for the weight as well. It's not too heavy really. When I got it, I thought this don't feel like 2.2 kilos. It felt lighter, I'll be honest. It's probably only a rough guide anyway. So yeah, I mean, that's about it really. I'm just sort of looking at some of the stitching. It all looks pretty good. I might reproof it, like spray it with some, you know, waterproof spray stuff. But I mean, other than that, I think it's good to go really. One thing I won't be doing is sticking it in the washing machine. So yeah, anyways, shut up Tom, naughty boy. Anyway, yeah, right, I'm gonna get out and give you one last look round the tent, and that'll do it really for this. It's just a look at the tent, it's not a review, you know, just sort of showing you me new tent. Banging! So anyway, yeah, it's one little look around it. Oh, there's a robin. There we go, a bit of wildlife and all. Anyway, yeah, so that is the tent. You'll be seeing this in a few upcoming videos whenever me and Candice go out camping together. We'll be taking this one out. We are going to do bivvy bags as well at some point, and she's actually keen on the idea. I mean, I think I'm quite lucky really. I found a woman that doesn't mind being in a bivvy bag in the cold. It's pretty cool. And yeah, so anyway, moving on. Yeah, so yeah, we'll probably be using this, so I'm looking forward to it really. It should be good. And like I say, we'll sort of, you know, we'll test it out in sort of different weather conditions, stuff like that, sort of see how it goes. So yeah, if you've got one of these, let us know, get in the comments, tell us what you think, and yeah, should be pretty good. So all that leaves me to say is, yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks for the support as always. And you'll see me again soon. Cheers for watching, guys. See you later.